So we shall go to the topic now. So many stories. Then say this essence of the entire universe is which exists within each and every speck of creation, as well as the independently beyond creation, is to be meditated or constant upon through a process of involution. You see, the Shiva consciousness is not about to, it is the essence of entire as well as independently beyond creation. The Shiva consciousness, to understand, is called beyond creations. Beyond is to be meditated or constant upon through a process of involution. To understand this process in a simpler way, suppose you want to remember the period in your childhood when you were in your mother's lap. You will have to travel backwards in time from your present age. So if you want to remember the past life, the childhood, so you must go when you was born and resting the lap of your mother. This means collect the memory of the past, means before creation. In time from your present age, at the moment when you are a little toddler. In this process, you will have to focus your awareness on each and every moment you have experienced, and thus gradually wind your way back to the moment. In the same way, you should reverse the process of evolution and travel back in time, space, to the period before the universe was created. Before the universe was created, could you imagine that? It is the consciousness of Shiva, the Sudha Tattva. Sudha Tattva, the pure consciousness. Even they say that, very interesting, in the same way, you should reverse the process of evolution and travel back in time and space to the period before the universe was created. Can you imagine that? Even the universe was created. It is not a Shiva consciousness. Shiva consciousness is beyond the universe. Because according to Shaivism, the universe also created out of the Shiva consciousness. You understand me? It's Sadasiv. Lord Shiva say that is the whole world, the whole universe is created by me. You have nothing to do with this. So don't get your credits. But same time, the Vedanta principles, this whole creation is nothing but Maya illusion. It does not exist. The Brahman. But same time, therefore it's called duality come in Tantric way, that duality comes. Because Shiva says, I am creator. But same time, we say there are three things. Say the Brahman is creator. The absolute consciousness is creator of three things. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. But Shiva says that no, I am the creator of everything, the whole universe. Even you can say that the Sadasiv, the Paramsiv, the Supreme Shiva also created the Shiva. The Sadasiv, it means the science is like that. If Shiva says that I am the creator, what does that mean? It means Shiva is the supreme consciousness, absolute consciousness, a Brahman. So Advaita, the Vijnana Bhairav Tantra, is purely the Advaita Vedanta. There is no duality at all exists. That is Sudha Tattva, the pure consciousness, Sadasiv. I am the pure consciousness. All things created by me, even the whole universe is created by me. What they say? In the same time, you should reverse the process of evolution, travel back in time and space to the period before the universe was created. The space and time before the universe also. Could you imagine that? It was the time there. The space also there. Before the universe. This whole world can be collapsed, but time is never going to collapse. Right? I'm not talking about time, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm not talking this time. I'm talking about any metaphysical understanding. The space, the emptiness. The whole universe even coming out of the emptiness. Out of nothing. That's the reason you say what you study, 0 plus 0 minus 0. 0 means the whole the absolute consciousness, the consciousness of the Shiva. And 0 coming out, the whole universe, we can say 0. And 0 minus 0 is remain 0. So that they talk about, even before has the space and time. This time we can calculate as a 1 or 2 hour. I don't know how to explain properly. The space and time was exist before. Like many civilizations, many time before, long time ago. What does that mean? We don't know exactly. We don't have to calculate the time. Nobody really can calculate the time. How many thousands years before this whole universe? Even though about this unknown, the consciousness, when it was, nobody knows. Even this universe was created, when it was, nobody knows. Only we guess. Science can guess. 1,000 years, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, so on. Does anyone knows? Nothing. There are 1,000 solar. There are 1,000 solar plexus, right? 1,000 solar, 1,000 suns. Out of them is one sun which is very close to the earth. Then we can see it, right? That we study. Yes or no? That we study in science. There are so many suns, not one sun. But close to the earth, that the only one sun, the Surya there. Then we worship as a god and goddess. As a god, not the goddess. But Lord Surya, he have also wife. The Chaya, the shadow. Shadow is the wife of a Surya, Dev. So then at this point, just before emanation of the primary evaluate of creation, the awareness can be focused on the Shiva Tattva, which is the essence of supreme reality from which the universe has evolved. You can imagine now, the supreme consciousness there, the Shiva consciousness there, the pure consciousness, but which is the essence of supreme reality from which the universe has evolved. The universe was created by the pure consciousness. That pure consciousness, nothing but the Shiva consciousness. That consciousness you need to meditate. That is a real source of your essence. Then you are liberated. So according to the beginning of Tantra, Lord Shiva said to the Mother Parvati, you must achieve the consciousness what I have, because I am the free. I am the free. I am enlightenment. I am the Shiva. I am the pure consciousness. And this consciousness need to attain and meditate. Then you are free from all kind of suffering and miseries. So therefore, this is the dharana of a jnana yoga, which requires a discerning awareness. This is the jnana yoga. You see, it's very interesting, the commentary, very interesting. So began with Tantra is purely Advaita Vedanta. Purely. So the Shiva conscious means, so you have to meditate on Shiva. They say, Asya Sarvasya Vishwasya Paryantis Yaman Samantataha Adhva Prakiyaya Tattam Saivam Dhatva Mahodaya. In this way, the experience supreme reality arises. That means you have to meditate. Meditate that Shiva Tattva, the Shiva consciousness, which consciousness is pure, the Sudha Tattva. And once you meditate on Shiva Tattva, naturally you are experience the supreme consciousness. So what is Shiva Tattva? The Shiva Tattva is the pure before the universe. And you can call space and time, but it is pure consciousness. So it means when you meditate within yourself, a dharana on Shiva Tattva, you simply meditate not only the mind, not on the breath, not on the prana, not on the chakras, not on the kundalini, not on the physical body or subtle body or astral body or causal body, but you must meditate on pure consciousness, which consciousness is pure, no duality, no error, only freedom. And that you must meditate. But how to work out that? So therefore you have been studying many sutras. So day by day, and you can meditate. So one day you must be sure, and you can attain that consciousness by samadhi, by meditations. And that consciousness is the pure consciousness as Atma, as a soul. And that soul is the pure consciousness of Shiva. So this is the secret science. It means meditate on Shiva Tattva means meditate on your Atma, the soul, which is exist within you, also without you. So it means you are going to experience only when beyond mind, body, matter, and phenomena. So very beginning, how a people can start the sadhanas, it means one can meditate on Shiva Lingam, not the Shiva, because Shiva Lingam, if you check it, is called no akar, no forms. Shiva Lingam has no forms, has no eyes or ears or anything. So therefore, meditate on Shiva Lingam and Yoni shapes and Shiva Lingam and putting sometimes to meditate as a Saivism, because there is called Linga traditions in southern India, in Karnataka. They always carry in their, their neck, the lingam, Shiva Lingam. They're putting this, they're putting very nice with ornaments every day. Like sometimes people who wear the Rudraksha. So they put Shiva Lingam exactly. And they're putting the like small ornament like gold or silvers, they're putting Shiva Lingam inside. That Linga traditions. Very interesting that. So one time I saw this. And they also following only Saivism. Only Saivism. No Shaktism, not five Mankaras. They don't actually follow any black tantras, Albama Marga, Aghori, and so on. They purely follow the Saivism and like ascetic monk. And that kind of tradition normally, I don't know exactly, they don't allow, I think, ladies to be sannyasin. Only man can be only sannyasin. If they have ladies sannyasins, I have no ideas until now. I met some sadhus, monks in the Linga traditions, the Linga tradition, Linga Sampradaya in Sanskrit, Linga Sampradaya. And they worship to Shiva. So therefore, if we're really going to achieve Advaita, no duality, better to start meditation on the Shiva Lingam. Every day you can do Aritratakas. That for that you can do some rituals and go to everyday morning time. Or if you have keep the Shiva Lingam in your own home, putting some water abhisekam, put some flowers, put some incense. Like this is like devotional way to start. I do regular since many years, not today, many years. So when I have opportunity, always I worship Shiva. And even when I was studying in college, when I studied my school, even a little baby. So I used to go to Shiva Lingam and worship that. Although I was not so much believer of this so much gods, but I used to always go with my mom. So she always carry some coconut and some fruits. So always I enjoy that coconut fruit. So always I goes to the Shiva temple. So I get nice prasad. So it was kind of my background samskaras to going to Shiva temple. So as I have been many times said to many people, I was a devotee of God because of nice prasadam. Even sometimes many ashrams I go, I ask sometimes, what kind of prasad they have? So let's just check. Is there some sweets, some payasam, or South India go sambar masala, or idli, or uttapam. I need very good nice dishes. Otherwise, no interesting for me to go to all temples. But nowadays, I don't have that kind of I don't have that kind of obsessions today. I simply worship to Lord Shiva, and that is my Aradhya now. So Lord Shiva brought me long way, and until now, I don't know the future. Until now, he saved me many things in my life. I don't know the future. Future is the hand of Lord Shiva. So whatever he take care, and Mother Parvati, Mother Durga, and Kali, whatever the mother will give and take care. So this is the essence of today. So the sadhana is, and you can't meditate on Shiva Tattva space and close your eyes, Shiva Tattva. How can you go to close your eyes going? No, it's not possible. It is so much jnana yoga, so much impermanent knowledge. So let you meditate on the Shiva consciousness. It means so you have to worship, or you can put some photographs or some albums or some altars in your front side. So put the Shiva Lingam, not the Shiva photographs, but Shiva Lingam with yoni forms. So could be nice to sometimes meditate, do Trataka. So Shiva Lingam has no forms. It means also Nirakara, means no forms. So even Shiva Lingam or Shiva, we say no forms. Although Shiva Lingam is part of form. But by by meditating on Shiva Lingam is helping you also to experience, because Shiva Lingam is form of Atma also, like Jyoti forms. The Jyoti and light, like candle lights. You can see the Shiva Lingam has to be like a candle lights. That's why you can see many Shiva Lingam like that. Those who have really built some places in India, so you don't find like Shiva Lingam, they are huge like a stone. Huge like a stone, huge stones. If you go to like Mount Kailash, what it is? It is also Shiva Lingam. It's like a pyramid shapes. There is no particular Shiva Lingam there. And if you go to the our Kedarnath in Himalaya, Kedarnath is the among the all lingam, is the king lingam of the king, is the king of the all lingams, king Raja, Raja lingam, Raja Shiva Raja. So Lord Shiva is the king of the, among the all. Lord Shiva is the king of the all lingam, especially in Kedarnath in the Himalayas. So they have their different kind of, they have their own beliefs, and we have our own beliefs. I went there also. So huge stone. They're not like Shiva Lingam like this, something like that. No. So I also went there, and certain places I went also, you have to put the hands, in the big stone, so that water stay there. So that is the Gokarna. So they're not Shiva Lingam exactly coming like this every temples. So many Shiva Lingams are is natural. Even close to Rishikesh, Nilkant, they have no Shiva Lingam like arising. Very small stones inside. You put the hands to touch it. So many Shiva Lingam in India. So that is the kind of stones. The whole stone can be mounted. So anyhow, so what I mean, so generally, so in our Shiva temples around the main Shiva temples, we don't have particular statue of this Shiva, but we create the statue for our devotions. But normally all Shiva temples, all Shiva Lingam, they generally don't see the main Shiva Lingams. So here is showing that how you can achieve non-duality, not the duality. So this is the concept, and this is the purely and symbol of Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha represents Shiva consciousness, and Prakriti represents as Yoni, as a nature of the world. So which world do you live? As a Prakriti, as a nature, as Maya, as illusion. So that is, so Lord Shiva and Bhairava and a guide to the Mother Parvati, the Devi, meditate on the Shiva Tattva. So Shiva Tattva means here, you have to be very clear, is a pure consciousness and absence of our notions, absence of duality, absence of confusions, and absence of all suffering and miseries. So, O Parvati, O Devi, meditate on the pure consciousness, so you became free yourself and became liberate yourself. So this much today. If you have any questions, so I'll take the questions for 2-3 minutes. Linus?
Yeah, thank you. Many questions. I think most important, can you repeat the 5 M's? Like alcohol.
5 M's.
Yeah.
It's very interesting for you. So 5 M. Mansa. Mansa means meat. Mansa.
Meat.
Mansa, Masya, Madhya, then Mudra and Maithuna. 5 things. Mansa means meat. Masya means fish. Madhya means alcohol. And Mudra means, Mudra, to control the body, control the pranic energy. That's many kind of mudras involves. Like Nauli, like Bajrali Mudra, Khachadi Mudra, Mulabandha comes, Uddiyana Bandha comes, Mahamudra comes, Mahaveda Mudra, Mahamudra, Mahaveda Mudra, Jalandhara Bandha, Asuni Mudra, and so many mudras are comes. But sometimes mudras, when combined, it comes bandhas. But they don't write bandhas, but about mudra. Mudra means how to control vital energy, not to lose. At the same time, so here the story comes, when a mudra comes, then Maithuna comes. So Maithuna means here the sensual enjoyment or the union between Shiva and Shakti, the union between Riya and Pingala, and as a partner way also to be union. But sometimes you be clear, the Mansa, Madhya, but this is very external things. But if you go to metaphysical way, Mansa, we say that mansa is your big tongue. That need to be controlled. Control your voice, not to talk bad things, not to express bad things. And small tongue is called fish. Small tongue is fish. That also need to control for Jalandhar Bandhas. So that is the metaphysical meanings, right? Then that is, I read certain kind of books like that. Then Mansa and Masya. Mansa means meat. Masya means fish. Then comes Madhya. Madhya means alcohol. But if you go to metaphysical meaning in ancient time, so Madhya means you have to drink the nectar which fall from the Bindu. You understand? The Bindu chakra have the source house of the nectar. That come through the Khechadi mudras. When you put Khechadi mudra, you can drink the nectar from the Bindu directly. So another way, in ancient time, if you go grossly, people also use eating meat like fish, but same time, if you go to certain temples, tantric temples, goddess temple, they worship also fish, they worship also, they offering to also alcohols, they offering also meat and mudra, they putting different things. And then Maithuna means they can have a certain kind of, I don't know how they do that, they offering in the temples. Maybe they have a marriage ceremony between the god and goddess. They are also offering like that. That kind of some celebrations. But here, Mansa, again I repeat, Mansa, meat, Masya, fish, Madhya, alcohol. But in ancient time, people drink special kind of somarasa, special kind of amrit. So once you drink that, you don't need to have food for a long time. And you can survive for an eternal way. How long you want, you can. So many yogis and yoginis in ancient time, they don't take the food. So they have enough time to survive. They have enough time to have long life for samadhi. And then mudras. Mudra, the aim of mudra, how to control the prana. Because prana energy is the how is helping you to awaken kundalini. So this is the mudras. And you know that it's many kind of mudras. Then Andarikala Yoni Mudra and like many kind of mudras you do, for example. Jyoti Mudra, Sanmukhi Mudras, so on. And then, and because all mudras are helping you, even your vital energy, your sexual energy to retain the higher channels. Even there is union takes place in Maithuna. So Maithuna here actually not about female and male has to be union, but how to union between Ida and Pingala, that is very important. Otherwise, so if you think of Maithuna as a sex, but I translate as a sensual enjoyments. Maithuna is all about sensual enjoyment. It's not about sex. Because Ida and Pingala are not union properly, you can't enjoy nothing in your life. That you check it. When prana and apana is unbalance yourself, you check within yourself. If you're Surya Nadi and how say Chandra Nadi, not balance, you become sick. If someone has Pingala Nadi very strong, very fiery, you become hypertension, hyperattacks, you become sick. So how can you enjoy your Maithuna? Ida Nadi, if so much suppress, you are going to depressions. So Ida and Pingala at first need to be properly union, properly balanced. In case if somebody practice in Kaula in a sexual way or sexual Maithuna or union between female and male. So therefore very important. So one has to really expert so many yogic techniques, so many yogic skills. So therefore really, if everyone happy with the sexual union, so everybody could liberate today. So Tantra don't teach about sexual unions, but exactly teaching you how to union between Ida and Pingala, how to union between Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi, how to union between Shiva and Sakti. That pranic energy need to be well balanced, well purifications. That is very important. That's what I like to say today, very openly. So Maithuna is not about sexual union. Maithuna about how to unite between Ida and Pingala. So therefore, many people can't really find in Tantric with the real partners in ancient time. So you can see that again, if you go to society, also people have sexual unions, right? So, but how many people liberate? We are all our sufferings, nothing else. So people lose their vital energy. So all kind of distraction, frustrations, obsession comes. Many people addictions, even all kind of sexual pleasures, for example. They become end of the day somebody killed to others, somebody obsessed to others. right? Like this happens. People hang themselves. If sometimes people divorce, they separate the partners. So it is means the Tantra is not about sexual union, but about the union between Ida and Pingala, balance the pranic energy. That is very important. So therefore, many masters, they say that if you really want to practice Maithuna, you have to first balance Ida and Pingala properly. You need proper partners for this. So sometimes people drink alcohol, so person going to unconscious. So how can balance of the prana up and you lose also pranic energy? So it is a gross object. Mansa, Madhya, Mansa, Masya, Madhya, and Mudra and Maithuna. Am I clear this for you a little bit? We can go details that other way, but I'm giving some gross meanings, but sometimes metaphysical meanings. And when your Ida and Pingala real union, you meditate, you can union between Ida and Pingala and Sushumna is awakening. You are so much bliss. You don't need no one. And Ida and Pingala has to union within yourself. And that the real Tantra starts. Real Maithuna starts. That called sensual enjoyments. Even that, even a yogi, when awakening Kundalini and you enjoying the Sushumna so much, you may be awakening Kundalini, but in case you are obsessed of your Kundalini power, the mystic power, you can't go, you can't enter to the kingdom of Shiva consciousness. Not possible at all. So many people have supernatural powers, but they could not reach the Shiva consciousness. Not possible. Such a people became druggist, alcoholic. You can be president, you can be prime minister, you can be like Hitler, for example, destroy the whole world. That is also part of awakening Kundalini too. But so we are obsessed of our own supernatural powers. We are obsessed of our powers. That ego, avidya, ignorance does not make you happy. Right? So this is metaphysical meanings. So here Lord Shiva say that, oh Parasakti, awaken this Parasakti, awaken this Kundalini, because this is the cosmic energy. Through that you can experience the Shiva consciousness, the pure consciousness. So don't take Ida and Pingala union is something negative. It's very positive, but you must understand properly. So be clear that according to Tantra, Maithuna is not about sexual union, but all about balance between Ida and Pingala and union between Ida and Pingala, where Sushumna can awaken. And when people have their union in Maithuna, they lose their pranic energy in normal common sexual way. So many myth say Tantra is all about sex, but actually not at all. That is my understanding. So all about preserve energy, all about preserve the pranas. So if not your pranic energy is balanced, so you are frustrated, you have become depressions, you become hyperactive, nothing happens, you become more stress. So that is the Gozani. So I already say that. You understand now, Linus? And you can study about this. How is metaphysical Google? How you can go to Wikipedia, you can find out this. There's many kind of tantric path. In Wikipedia, they explain sometimes that gross meanings and metaphysical meanings in different traditions also. And they do. That does also, like in Nepal, for example, like Samanisms, they also use this kind of things. Samanism around the world, they eating meat, they drink alcohol, they smoke, and all these things they do. Even Nivari Tantra, they do. Even Tibetan Buddhism, there are certain kind of lamas they used to worship. They eating also meat. Even Buddhism, they are eating they have the food also meat. In Tibetan Buddhism, everybody eating meat. Even certain kind of lamas, they drink also alcohol. Vajrayana, they also eating meat, offering the eggs and so on, all these things. So they also use. Even Nivari, the Nivari tradition, Samanism, they are not married. They are tantric yogis. There is no monk life. There is no Swami life. They are living very common life. So for them, easy to eating meat and fish and to have sexual union and to have drink alcohols, mudras. They putting like different kind of mudras to control. So they also cure some diseases also. Such a way, such a yogis. They have their own priest and they have their own wife, partners. So normally tantric traditions does not work out as a monk traditions is completely different, completely both way. But every because every schools they claim their own way how to enlightenments. It depends how it suits for you. Am I clear that now today? So we can speak more next time. Thank you, Sylvia. You coming late today. So today lecture we'll share with you. So I'll sending you today. It was very interesting. We had began of Tantra. Today we have been studying the Shiva, Dharana and Shiva Tattva. So Shiva Tattva is the pure consciousness and where I have no duality and no sufferings, no miseries. And that is known as Atma, your own spirit, and you must meditate. But at the very beginning, how to meditate Shiva Lingam. So keep Shiva Lingam as a statue, as an altar. So meditate on Shiva Lingam for some time. So if you want to enter. So that is grossly. And Shiva Tattva is all about the pure consciousness. So best way to worship the Shiva Lingam. A Shiva Lingam has no forms, called Nirakara. Nirakara means no akara, no forms. So that's the way you can meditate. And try this month, maybe some days or next time. And we can also, next week also, every week we'll have the meditation or a yoga nidra. So practical will be every week now. 6 days lectures, 1 day practice. Or maybe a little bit study about pranayams or breathings, then we can start it. So thank you for now. So already I'm now time is out. Thank you. It's 9:15. So I'll sending also to Jenya all the WhatsApp numbers. So also she can share direct she always sending me email. So also I can send you, but I'll check with her to Jenya so she can send sometimes. Okay, thank you. So Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gangurabhyo Namaha Hare Om. So thank you. Lot of love. Today, many blessings, lot of love. Thank you, Linus. Thank you, Sylvia and Jenya. So we'll share all the lectures with all of you today also.